Hello everyone, it's Jessica here from Therm, and today I am showing you our new Penguin Pals card kit, but I am actually doing a scrapbook layout with it. So that's typically what I do. I do a lot of scrapbook layouts with our supplies, and I am starting this one off with a sheet of green textured cardstock from my stash and a patterned piece of paper that was actually in my Christmas bin, so I have no idea what collection it's from. It was just laying in there loose, so it's from some type of collection somewhere, but I'm not sure what it goes with. So I have cut down my green sheet here a little bit, and I have used a border punch by EK Success, and then I'm roughing up the edges with my edge distresser, and I'm going to place it kind of crooked or angled like that, and I'm going to rough up those edges at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this down to my patterned piece of paper with some easy tear tape, but before I get too involved in that, I want to make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to actually cut out a big section of this. It's totally wonky whenever I cut this out because I was not lining it up, or I wasn't careful at all. And usually my lines are really straight whenever I cut freehand, but I just was not paying attention really whenever I was doing that. And I pulled out my Olfa cutting tools, but I didn't pull out the ruler or anything. So I just eyeballed it and just did a freehand cut really quick, just so that I could cut the middle out of that, so I could use some of that pretty pattern paper to actually back my photo with. So I'm going to map my photo here of my husband and I with some smooth white cardstock first. I like to place all the dates on the backs of my photos so I know exactly what date they're from. So when I print them and they come out of my printer, I place all the dates on the backs of my photos right away. And then I organize them in my books just by date order so that I know what order they need to be scrapped in. And I'm just attaching these layers together again with some more of that easy tear tape. And I like to use the 1/2 inch size. It's a little bit bigger and it covers a little bit more area, so I like that size. So I'm going to go ahead and put that photo, kind of just lay it on there where I want it to go, right towards the center there. And I'm pulling out the stamp set from the card kit. So it's a really pretty stamp set. It has these beautiful trees on it, and I just love them. I thought it was just perfect to go with this photo of my husband and I while we were out Christmas tree shopping and picking out our favorite tree to bring home with us last year. So these look like little Christmas trees or pine trees. So I just stamped a border of them, and I'm doing some second generation stamping as well, just to create some more dimension with them. And I'm just stamping in some close to my heart black ink, so nothing super fancy or anything, but that's what I've used. So I really like this stamp set. I'm actually going to pull off one of those phrases as well in a little bit later because I really like the penguin one. And I'm going to wrap some baker's twine here around the bottom portion just to add some interest to the bottom. I wanted my photo to look almost like it was floating on top, or kind of on a shelf effect. So it was sitting on a shelf or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to create here. So it wasn't quite heavy enough for the look that I was going for. So I do add a little bit more later. But for now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put down my dies on my little memory mat here, and I'm just lining them all up. I've actually already prepared a sheet of the Easy Cut adhesive, and I have pulled off one of the backing pieces on that and adhered it to some smooth white cardstock. I had that left over from another project that I had previously done. So I just pulled that out and cut all my little shapes for my penguins out of that, and just ran those through my die cutting machine. So now I am just taking apart all of the pieces. I'm peeling that second backing sheet off and applying it to the various colors of flock that I want to use. If you haven't used the flock sheets before, they are fuzzy. So it's just kind of like a fuzzy paper, and it's really pretty, and it's really cool to use on your layouts for different effects. So I absolutely love it. And I love the white because the white you can actually color with your blending brushes and inks to make match whatever color that you need. So here's my glitter glitz gel. I'm pulling that out by Gina K, and I'm actually going to adhere this stencil down from the kit with some pixie tape so it doesn't move around. And I'm going to pull out my stencil pal. Now, my glitter glitz gel did dry out and it was hard, but I'm telling you, you can bring it back to life. So one of the girls on our team actually discovered that if you add warm water to your glitz gel and just stir it up, you can actually make it usable again. So mine was super hard in the pot whenever I took it out, and then I added some warm water and mixed it up, and it's just fine. It's like new again. So I'm super excited about that. So here is the brand new Fuse foiling system. I am unboxing it here on camera. This is the first time that I'm using it. I'm pulling this out, showing you everything that comes in there. I know it's super fast. It's sped up to make this video a little bit shorter because this is a very long video for me. But this is the very first time I'm using it. This is what it looks like fresh out of the box. So it has this little clear sheet that you have to peel off. Of course, the cord is tied up, so you have to undo that. I love how small it is. I believe it can do up to 6 inches, so if I remember right. And here I just turned it on, so you're going to see this in, I call it real time, but this video is sped up a little bit, but I didn't cut any of this video out. So what you're seeing here on screen was me actually doing this, and this is the actual time that it took to heat up, and it was pretty fast. So pretty much the only thing that I was able to do in the time that it took to heat up was just take one of our craft and carrier sheets and cut it down to the size of the clear acetate sheet that comes with it, because I wanted to use one of our craft and carrier sheets versus the one that comes with it. You can use either or, but I just have so many of the craft and carrier sheets that I just decided it's what I'm used to, so I'm going to use that with the machine. And it's already heated up, and as you can see, that has already come out the other side. So I have fused that flock design onto all of my little pieces here now, and it's super quick. I was really impressed with how quick it came out. And then I could go to work on all of my other pieces. So I do the same thing with the orange color. The orange is going to be the beak pieces and the feet. And I have some white here, and then I'm also going to run a couple things through to foil with some Gina K fancy foils. So I'm going to pull out some brilliant blue and tickling pink colors. I'm going to foil those scarf pieces there, and her little earmuff pieces, and her bow. So I have like 4 different things there that I'm going to foil. I'm just running a couple other things through that are going to be white flock because I don't know, I'm kind of messed up a little bit, and I had to make a couple new earmuff pieces out of the white because I didn't have a strategic plan whenever I started this as far as what colors I wanted everything to be until I started really playing along with my layout. So I had to redo a couple things. So this is just me playing around with it, and I wanted to keep all of this in here so that you could see exactly how long it was with the foiling and how quickly it goes through there and all of that. But I was also impressed with this machine because it's so little, it's very lightweight. Like I can lift it up with just one hand, and I have a bad wrist. So I think it's just years of abuse at being a hairdresser and actually using my computer mouse a lot at my full-time job. So so I have a bad wrist, and I can lift this baby up with just one hand, and it doesn't bother my wrist at all. And the other thing that really impressed me too is that it doesn't get really hot. It doesn't throw a lot of heat off. So that's why you saw me keep kind of touching the top of it. I was just curious as far as how hot it gets to the touch, because I know my other one gets pretty hot, and it's not a bad thing. That's what it's supposed to do, but I like to know how much heat it's going to radiate depending on where I store it in my craft room and where I use it. So here I am just placing all of my little penguin pieces together. I'm going to go ahead and glue them all together using my Ultra Bond liquid glue. I like this glue. It dries clear and you can't see it anywhere if it kind of peeks out or seeps out. So that's the glue that I really like to use on stuff like this. And these little itty bitty pieces, there's teeny tiny eyeballs on here. So I have to place them down so carefully. And once I get those down and I get all of my pieces together, I'm going to just take a white gel pen and kind of make some outlines on some of the things. And I'm going to actually make the middle white dots in my eyes with that white gel pen as well. So I don't have to cut out or try to figure out a way to make some white pupils or little white bright lights. I don't know what you call them, but little accent pieces. So I'm just putting my little scarf piece on there. They're all foiled now and good to go. And I'm just going to put that on my little penguin guy here. And then I will continue adding his hat and the little arms. They're just so adorable. And these little beaks and feet are just so small too, but they just turn out so adorable. And you could use these for literally so many occasions. I mean, I have layouts that I need to do with snowmobiling I could use it for, or just my boys playing in the snow, and it's just so many things. And that's just, off the board from scrapbook layouts or cards. You don't have to do cards with them. You can obviously do cards, that's great. But if you're not a card maker, if you're more of a scrapbooker, you can definitely find ways to use this and incorporate them in your books because they're just too stinking cute. I just love them. So here's my white gel pen. I'm just outlining some things on here real quick, just to accent some of the features. And then here's my tweezers again for the little arms. I wanted my little snowman to kind of have her arms up. I thought that would be really cute because kind of looked like she was throwing confetti in the air or snow or something like that. And she's super excited, which I was really excited to find the perfect tree that day. And it was just a fun day overall. The kids were playing and frolicking around in the tree farm and they were just having a blast as well. I had Onyx. She was just a little babe. She was only about a month old at that point. So she was in my carrier and I was carting her around and she was just teeny tiny at that point and just snuggly as can be. So it was a good day. So here's where I'm stamping that little phrase. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. And I'm just going to fussy cut that out real quick so that I can place that on my page. I just love that phrase. I think it's so adorable. So I'm going to place that right beside my penguins. And then basically from here on out, I'm just going to embellish this layout. I'm going to add some things from Boulevard and some Vicki Boutin supplies from my stash. And I'm going to add my title to the top left. It's going to say Tree Day. Maybe add a couple hearts. I'm going to add a couple tassels. So I'll show you a little bit later how I add my tassels. Basically, I just cut a strip of paper out and then use my fringe scissors along the bottom edge. I used 6-inch, probably about 6-inch by maybe a little over 1 inch, so maybe like 1 1/4. I think that's about how big they were, maybe about 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. So a 6-inch piece strip, and then I just use my fringe scissors along the end, use a little bit of glue to hold it together and just roll them up. So super easy to do the tassels a little bit later on in this video, you'll see that. And here's where I add a little bit to the bottom because I felt like it needed just be a little bit heavier at the bottom to look like it was holding my photo. So I'm just attaching this fringe piece here to the bottom with my stapler and also with some Ultra Bond liquid glue. And then I'm just going to finish attaching things with my memory tape runner and let's see, what else do I use? Pretty much just the Ultra Bond glue and that tape runner, because I attached some sequins at the end and I attached those with the Ultra Bond liquid glue too because it dries super clear and you're never going to see it. So that's about it as far as anything that's super hard in this layout or anything that you need a tutorial on. So from here on out, it's just basically me embellishing it. But as usual, if you guys have any questions about anything that I've done today, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer for you. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I will pop in again at the end of this video to show you the finished layout. here's where I'm adding those sequins all over my layout with my Ultra Bond liquid glue. Dries super clear, and you can see that they're all on there now. Here's the finished layout, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this process today, and I will link below in the description the link for the kit that I used, as well as that brand new fuse foiling system, because it's just wonderful, and I hope you manage to grab one because I'm sure they're going to sell out super fast. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.